Oh my god. Alrighty. Just finished watching the game. Round 13, Gold Coast versus St Kilda has finished. Final score was Saints 80, Gold Coast 78. I do not really know where to start. I really don't, because I was so ready to talk about all the negatives. Sorry, I'm in a car, so it's kind of a bit dark outside, but I don't even know how to summarize this game, because for about 80% of it I was ready to be negative. I was ready to talk about change to the club, to the coaches, to the squad, which may still need to happen, but we're not going to talk about that because we want to be positive in this video. Obviously, 31 points down at three-quarter time, I still had that sick feeling in my stomach that, wow, this is as low as we can go. This is as low as the club has gone since I've been a fan, since I was a kid. So for me to feel like that for the first time was really odd, because you don't expect that. But we won. We won from 31 points down, which is already in itself an ask with a full team. But we had two players down with Rice and Jimmy Webster down, which was fucking outrageous initially. It made the game even that much harder that we missed all of that running, that pace and the good kicking off half-back flank. We're already playing poorly this season. We know that. So to be 5 goals down against a confident Gold Coast who were just kicking it to Tom Lynch every time, and he was just delivering every time, was made it hard enough. But we fucking won. We actually did it. I don't know what they did in the last quarter, but it just worked. We actually played on. We handballed. We chased. We fucking tackled. We kept the ball locked inside our 50. Jade Gresham. Everyone wants to marry Jade Gresham right now. I can tell, all of these comments about Jade Gresham and that goal, clutch goal at the end. Membry's goal was clutch. Everyone stood up. Most of the game, though, was horrible. It was first 3 quarters were laughable. A lot of other fans are texting me saying, "What the hell's going on with your club?" And I don't know the answer, but something happened at three-quarter time, whether it was for Richo or just for their own sort of pride or just everything, and they just kind of said, yep, I'm going to do this for the jumper, I'm going to fucking play hard, I don't give a shit if we lose, but I'm going to die trying sort of attitude, which is the attitude we want from the start, isn't it, guys? We want them to do that from the first bounce, but the fact that they showed it is exactly what I've been saying every week when we've been playing poor, is that there's something there. There's something inside them that tells them that they can play a certain way. And they just let the shackles off this time and actually just played their game. Gresham was tenacious and fucking good in the ball and just getting the ball out. Nunes was good. Longer was good in the middle. We killed them in clearances all day, even when we were being outscored by 6 or 7 goals in that period in the second and third quarter. But we had the first 14 clearances of the game. We just didn't do anything with them. Paddy competed. Battle kicked 3. Hunter Clark was great. Austin did well. Carlisle, God, it's good to have Carlisle back. How good is it to have Jakey back, marking and just rebounding? It was just so important for us. Ross was a bit better. Stephen, everyone kind of just got to just raise the bar 10-15% individually in that last quarter, and it just meant that there was just all this pressure that Gold Coast couldn't handle. It's like they saw the finish line and they just didn't know what to do. I can't talk about this strategically, because if I do, I'm probably going to talk about the first 3 quarters and how we were slow. We just chipped it around. We just we didn't care. And that's what I was saying to a guy in the comments, that Jack Nunes didn't look like he cared, but everyone cared in the last quarter. I'm getting a headache because that last 5 minutes I was just standing and by the fireplace with my mum and my dad, and my mum was screaming her lungs out, and I was just quiet because I knew even when we kicked that goal down with a minute to go, shit can go wrong, you know. But they went all players back, they played it safe, they got the ball forward, almost pinched another goal at the end. I thought Billings was pretty good. The ends, when you look at them, were actually quite good. Billings, for the first 3 quarters, were very good. I didn't see him too much when the heat was on in the last, but he did get a lot of the ball, used it pretty well. I thought that Armitage actually looked a bit more of his old self. What do you guys think? Did he look a bit more of his old self? what are your thoughts? He had 25. I think 15 were contested. Dunstan got a stack of clearances. I think Longer didn't offer a lot around the ground against Wits, but you saw the difference with his tap work. He taps right to where the midfielder's running. Hickey doesn't do that. Hickey wins taps, but he doesn't tap him in any sort of, specific direction where we're running. But Longer does with actual aggressiveness. You're going to get it. And he taps it straight to Ross, straight to Dunstan, straight to Stephen. So that was really good to see. Carlisle obviously came in and did a really good job. Battle was, again, very impressive, kicking 3. I'm trying to go through the names, but Sinclair, I thought, pitted on the edge in the first 2-3 quarters, but he got going in the last, took the game on, set up a couple of good plays, and his kicking was a lot better, and that was the case with the whole team. I can't remember too many intercept marks from the Gold Coast in the last quarter, and that's the tale of our whole season, is bombing it and them intercepting it. This time, we actually lowered our eyes, chipped it around a bit more. We were almost more patient outside 50 and then went for the killer pass. And if they repelled, we had players on the outside marking, like a Savage, like a Carlisle, like a Hunter Clark, and they just kept pushing it back inside 50. So all of that pressure was telling on the Gold Coast, and it kind of fell in our way. And I honestly thought that we were going to get within 4 points. Gresham was going to just miss that, and that was going to be it. And it was going to be a gallant comeback, but not enough to win. And that was going to be it for Richo, for the team, leading into the bye. But now, it's so important. Momentum is such a big thing in football. And we've seen this with the likes of North Melbourne, Hawthorn at times. There's teams that haven't been that good in recent times, but they get a couple of wins on the board. It's just... I'm just really proud of the guys. I'd love to... We'll go through some of your comments, but you're probably just too busy celebrating like I will be, and I'm going to cut this kind of short because obviously Socceroos are playing, so I'm on a high with that. Hopefully Socceroos can do well against France, which is going to be fucking hard. Jacob said, have to take positives from it. We fought back and got the job done, but have to remember we struggled against a bad side all game, but showed what we can do when the team decides to rock up. 100%. Who do you think makes room for Bruce? Hard to tell at this stage. I think all of our forwards did well. I don't think any of Membry, McCartan or Pat Battles should come out after the bye, but we'll be interested to see how Bruce fits in. Just praying this gives them momentum. That's exactly what I said at the end to my mum after the win just then. I said that, it may, in the kind of if people see it and see, oh, well, they came back, great job, but it was against Gold Coast, it was shit. If they just take it like that, obviously it doesn't mean much. But if you take it as it's a win, but you look at them in the change rooms, they're singing the song again, they're understanding what a win is. The players there haven't played in wins yet, I don't think. Logan Austin has definitely not played in a win. Hunter Clark hasn't played. Anyone that didn't play in round 1, it's a fresh start for them. And I feel like it's almost like reassurance that, okay, we did these things in the last quarter, and it worked and it paid off. And it's reward for effort. And that's what we've not been getting all year. But we got reward for effort in the last quarter. And they need to know that if they put that in place for 3 or 4 quarters a game, they are always going to be in the game, because they've proven it in the previous years that if they do that for 4 quarters, they're in the game up until their fucking hair, up until their ears. Clark played in round 1, so he did. Good point. He did go through that. I thought, good point, Chris. Weller stepped up. He took 4 or 5 really strong marks. He was finally wanted to hit a bloke. He wasn't too busy running around like a headless chook. He was actually tackling. He was chasing, and he made the players around him, want to do that too, because he was doing it so much. And it was just funny to see when when Lockie Weller, his brother, was running past him, he just bump him and not care. Still a few underperformers. Savage was good in the last quarter, but obviously we're not going to judge this whole game, and obviously the club won't do that in the review. Just look at the last quarter. We were average for 3. They were better than us. They were running, and I'm surprised it was only 31 points at 3/4 time, to be honest. But we pulled off a win, so who gives a freaking shit? Sorry, I don't mean to swear so much, but I'm just super pumped. It's been 12 weeks or so. It's been 2.5 months or whatever the time is. But David, the haters from earlier are still with us. Remember, the support of each of us goes a long way, 100%. And that's why I wanted to post that post I did yesterday and say that, let's all get behind the club, no matter what our opinion is of Richo, of the coaches, of the future of certain players, whether we have A-graders, if Paddy's not good, if Billings won't live up to the hype. We just need to rock up and support the team. And I feel like we've all done that. The away support there was fantastic. I thought it was so loud in that last quarter. I didn't go. I just elected against it. I had footy myself this morning, and I've missed a few weeks, and I wanted to play, and I haven't been feeling well lately, so I just thought I'll just give it a miss. And turns out it's an amazing comeback win, and I'm really upset that I missed it. Let's go through this. Johnny says, Armour resembled a bit of leadership, which we needed. First 3 quarters, 100%. Seen a team absolutely devoid of confidence. Last quarter, the boys found something. I reckon if Riz can come back, it will take... that's actually quite a long comment. It will take the pressure off members in McCartan, 100%, and he can pinch hit in the ruck in the forward line, which we've seen him do. Hopefully a turning point for Mackenzie. Very good in the last quarter. His rebound was amazing, especially when you got Webster off. You needed someone like him who can take a good mark, but he can get onto his left and he can bomb it, and he's got a bit of pace about him, and he's a good tackler. So I'm happy for him. Thurston says, "Stop sitting in the car, in the dark, you creepo." Yeah, well, I'm at my parents', and there's not many spots to do a nice live review private with you guys without a lot of noise with the TV, so this is the best spot. Only downside is half my face is, blocked out because it's dark outside, obviously, because it's 7:30 at night, but I hope you guys don't mind. Usually it'll be in a much brighter spot. I want to know what turned us on in the final quarter. Passion was 100% a key trigger there. The fact that they wanted to play for Richo and for themselves. They played as a team. For the first 3 quarters, I think individually they were all getting possessions. Billings had 14 or 15 at the quarter time. Ross had 20-something at halftime. Stephen was doing what he does every week and just running bounces and kicking. They were all doing well individually, statistically, but not as a team. And for once, they just threw that out the window and they just became a team again. They just started playing for each other. They were shepherding, they were tackling, they were running in waves. The first 3 quarters, we were chipping it and waiting for an option. You could see Carlisle trying to kick it out of the back line. No options. The 4th quarter, he'd mark it. They'd have one player run past him, another player run past him, and then, lead up forwards. Membry coming up to the wing, Paddy coming up. They were just playing for each other and creating options. I feel like that's the simplest way I can say it, is that they created options. And that's just kind of where momentum comes from, is waves of players. You handball, you keep running, you handball again, you keep running, you kick, and then you get goals, and then that's the tick at the end of the whole thing saying, all of those steps led to this, and it worked. Keep doing that. And they kept doing it, and then eventually the damn wall kind of broke at the end, and it worked really well. Let's keep going. Billings. Yeah, I mentioned Billings is really good. Battle's a gun. Play 4 quarters like the last and we can match it with the best. 100%, Andrew. Good comment. Where are all the knockers now? I'm sure they'll be back after the bye. We play Melbourne, but it's just interesting now because we get the week off. It's almost like, do we want the week off to refresh, or is that enough momentum to go into the next week? I don't know, but I think a week off will help. We might see some more coaches like the coach yesterday, the head of recruiting or list management, I think, step down, but I feel like they just kind of told him to step down. Are there is anything like that going to happen in the next week? Who knows? And is Richo safe now, guys, for the rest of the year? Or is it still up in the air? I mean, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We're 2.5 wins in this season out of 13 games. We are nowhere near the pace. We're nowhere near good enough, consistent enough either. So we don't want to get ahead of ourselves like Richmond and Bulldogs fans, although they got the ultimate, so they can do whatever the hell they want now. But I'm still very much a realistic sort of approach in that we just got to have a good second half of the season, and then we review everything at the end of the season. If we can, get some more assistance during the bye or during the rest of the year, I'm all for it if it's going to help the club. But I don't think sacking Richo now is an option, and I feel like they're going to give him the rest of the season. Grant says, a win's a win, but we didn't play great, but at least I can smile and hold my head up high. I know, isn't that a good feeling? Enough of this footy talk. How do you guys feel? It feels good, doesn't it? And against adversity, the whole AFL world wanted to see us fucking fail. We were 2 players down. We were 5 goals down. We were out of form. Away from home. Everything that could have gone against us went against us. including umpiring at times, which was horrendous, but I'm not going to talk about it because we won. But we fucking won. We did it. You know, it's just... I'm not going to rant too long because I want you guys to go enjoy the night, do your thing. I'm going to get ready for Socceroos now, and hopefully they can make us proud as a nation. But right now, I'm a proud Sainer, guys, and I thanks so much for watching and sharing the stuff. I posted... It feels weird because I haven't actually posted about a win yet until now, and I post the final score, and it's just gone absolutely off. Like, shares, you know, so many shares, so many comments, so many new fans on this Saints TV page, and I can't wait, you know, to... Actually... This gives me a good question. What the hell do I do with the bye? Do you guys still want me to do videos? I'll think of some ideas and maybe post them and see what you guys want. But we've got the week off. Maybe I could do a different type of video and we can talk about more of, you know, maybe mid-season mark, we'll do a review. And I'll just kind of, obviously we know it's going to be very negative. But maybe just do that the first 13 rounds and then obviously leads into the week after when we play, I think, Melbourne at the MCG. So... we'll see how we go there. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I won't keep you too long. I want you to go and... I'm actually spewing. I thought I was going to record this game, and I didn't, and now I kind of want to. Although I'll just record the last quarter and just keep watching that over and over. But anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching, and it's positive. How good is this? Yeah. I'm just really happy. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys. I'd love it if you could share this video with any other Saints fans you have on Facebook that haven't followed this page already. Let's get around it. Let's get a positive vibe this week. It's going to be good. Who do you think was best on ground? I'll close on that. Who do you think was the best Saint? Who was Sainer of the day for you? I'm trying to think, and I just don't know. I feel like it was a very even group in that last quarter. I thought Ross was good. I thought Armo was actually stood up when we needed him. Yeah, it's Carlisle was great. It's hard to pick a standout, but they won as a team, and I'm just best on was just to the team because it's been a tough 12 weeks, and they've put a smile on my face. Hopefully they put a smile on yours, and hopefully we can get more wins in the second half of the season. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Go Saints, and I'll see you hopefully next week, and we'll do a nice little video and we'll catch up. See you guys.